Well, here we go again. September 15th, opening day in New Hampshire's archery season. Got off work a little bit early. Thanks, Brian, for dropping me off. It's 2 o'clock on the dot right now. We are going to head to a river spot where I ran a couple cameras throughout the summer. I'm going to load the kayak up, slide in there. I can't believe it's September already. It's beautiful. It's the coolest day in a couple weeks now. It's 63 degrees out. Total pain in the butt to get in there. We have to drag the kayak up over a bunch of beaver dams in this creek to get to the oxbow, but minimal disturbance. I don't think I'm going to have a lot of impact, minimal impact sit, park my kayak, walk 30 yards up into the mouth of this oxbow a little bit, and then hop right up in a tree, hopefully, so I can shoot the transition between thick, nasty stuff in the oxbow and then the open hardwood bank that runs behind it. So I'm super pumped. We're going to get in here, get rolling, got everything loaded up, and I'll see you on the creek. Well, this is proving to be a huge pain in the ass. Water's a little bit higher than the last time I came in, and got to get off of my kayak. Drag it up over this each time. I'm trying not to get too hot. I've only got like another 150 yards to go or so, so 3:13, I gotta get going. I found my tree. Going up in this thing, it's pretty bare. On the base of the oxbow, the river's right over my shoulder here. Comes around, goes out this way, makes a big oxbow. Out back here, it's pretty thick. Little opening here, and then there's a spine that goes up. Right there. It leads out of here, some heavy trails on it. We're in tight to bedding. I'm not gonna talk a lot. There's blue jays going off all around me. I'm in this tight corner where this oxbow meets the mainland here. I got beat down trails all around me. It's gonna be thick in here, but I feel like they'll be comfortable moving in the daylight, super close to their bedding area. If there is one in here, I suspect I'm within 100 yards of it. Just across this clearing, there's super thick, nasty bedding area. And I think I'm right on the outside of it, where they'll skirt either through it or right around it, come right by me. Paralleling this river, so we'll see what happens, dude. I'm hyped. I don't think I got any footage of them, but when I was getting ready to get down right at last light, 7:30, there was a little buck that crossed the river. He shot out the back of the oxbow, kind of on a straightaway at the shallow point, and he crossed the river, went up into the green fields, and then about 10 minutes later, after shooting light, I could see another big body deer splash down the steep bank into the shallows and then cross. As I was paddling out, I was just drifting downstream. I saw two sets of eye shine right on the bank. They let me drift right up to them about 10 feet, and it was a little 6-pointer and a pretty wide 8-pointer. They let me get right up to the bottom of the bank before they bounded and took off, so I'll be back for them September 15th. Good day one. See y'all on the next one. What's up, brother?
It's going.
What are we doing today?
Hunting. First day.
We are.
Yeah. Second day, September 16th.
September 16th.
If we can survive the hurricane.
Ready to kill. Yeah. What's the hurricane that's rolling through right now?
Lee.
Lee.
Hurricane Lee.
Hurricane Lee ain't shit. We're fucking gonna do a little bit of shooting, warm up here, and then go hit the woods.
The woods, finally.
Get you your first kill on video. You got a couple kills already under your belt.
Not
on video.
It's time.
It's time. Historically, we've seen a bunch of deer in here. Killed a good buck out of this piece last year, the 3rd week of October. So every time I've been in here, we've seen deer. Hopefully, we keep the ball rolling here. And Dakota can arrow one. I'm gonna walk in here and get set up early. It's 1:45.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. So we're gonna take our time getting set up. Try not to get too hot. Well, she's on her feet early. It's 2:45, it's 3 o'clock now. That doe came out of the field, walked right down the trail, snowmobile trail, that we're sitting over. With a little skipper, and they just walked right around and moseyed on by. It's like she's moving beds midday, but 3 o'clock, we're already having deer on their feet. September 16th is pretty good. I'm up high as hell above Dakota in this weird, like, sycamore tree. It's got really flaky bark. It's super loud. We're ready to go. is it?
Not blood. Sight picture, needle, deer, everything I felt good about.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're hunting public land and you don't get to clear shooting lanes, this is where we are.
So you didn't hit it?
No, I didn't hit it, which I felt confident about.
Yeah.
Immediately after shooting. So it appears that my arrow deflected off of a limb, became sideways, and then hit the ground. Broadhead never went off, and it's completely, my arrow's completely bent.
Snapped it.
Yeah.
You gave her a spanking is what you did.
Yeah. But it's better than wounding it.
Yes.
And us be trucking through the woods right now for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And dude, it's only September 16th.
It is only September 16th. So I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Yep.
On day 2.
Yep. All right. Well, hello. It's September 17th. It's warm today. Currently, 2:09 p.m. 72 degrees. On the way back from last night's hunt with Dakota, didn't get any footage of it, but we saw a pretty good 8-pointer that was probably a 3.5-year-old, just pretty tall, mature, big-bodied, crossing the road. Not a spot I would expect them to normally cross the road. So pulled it up on a map and kind of looked at the area that he was coming from. And on a map, there's like a mountain piece that he's coming out of with a southeast facing drain that runs, kind of a drainage that runs the whole way down the mountain. And at the bottom of the mountain, it meets the road, and that's where he was crossing. So he might be up in that drainage during the day. So I'm gonna, haven't been out here, just gonna do a potential dry run. Gonna drive the perimeter of it, see what it looks like. I'm going in here. I haven't been in the spot, but I just drove around 3 sides of it. Up top, on top of the mountain, there's a Class 6 road that shoots across the top of it. There is a guy who's parked right up in the middle of the clear cuts hunting, but I'm probably about 1.5 miles away from him at this point, and I'm just gonna shoot down into the side. I think he's at a good destination food source, but if the deer are in there in the nighttime, he's probably gonna blow them out when he gets out of a stand or when he walks back to his truck by walking in the middle of the food source and the clear cuts if they're in there. So I think with the heat today, you probably be bedded down in the shade a little bit more. So I'm gonna shoot across here. It's like 600 yards into this drainage. Looks like there's some old skid trails that are grown up in here. Perfect browse. It's a bad year for acorns so far is what I'm seeing, and mast in general. So browse is going to be where it's at. Hopefully it looks like there's plenty of them in here. We're going to scout our way in, and I'll see you in the tree. Well, that took longer than I'd like. Originally I was set up in a tree behind me, but I got halfway up it, and then I realized the woodpeckers had taken a big chunk of it out, probably like half the tree right there, and I didn't want to go up any higher than that. I wasn't high enough, so scooted over another 20 yards, got set up now. I'm in the low point between 2 of those old skid trails that are grown up. It's kind of like a semi-open hardwood mixed kind of tree line in between these 2 strips. It's a bunch of slashings that are still left in the middle of the cuts, but it was supposed to be a lot windier. It's pretty dead on this hill right now. I don't know how much we're gonna see. It's my first time in here, but the spot looks pretty cool. Be cool if we see one. We're high up. We're about 35 feet up in this tree line looking uphill, so we'll see what happens. Stick with me. Well, that's gonna wrap up tonight. Did not see nothing. That's alright. Never been in here before. good to put boots in the ground in here and check it out. It's a cool spot, lots of cuts, but it probably takes some work to truly get the full picture of what's going on in here. So saw a big buck coming out of here last night, had to chase him. If you're not chasing big bucks, then what are you doing? So this is going to be the last hunt of this video. I'll get this edited out and pushed, and then I'll try to throw another video together of next weekend's hunts and keep it going. I'll try to do little seasonal updates for the rest of the year on my weekend endeavors and the hunts I go on and the calls I get to help people track their deer and whatever, and yeah, I'll keep you up to date with it. So thanks for watching. I guess we'll see you on the after next weekend.